like to welcome you to this presentation of Plymouth Profiles. Plymouth Profiles is our opportunity to interview and meet with people from the greater Plymouth community. Today we're delighted to have with us one of the incoming officers for the Rotary Club of Plymouth, Bob Johnson. Bob, welcome.
How you doing, Steve?
Great, Bob. So Bob, for people that may not have met you before, give us a little bit of your background. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school?
Well, I grew up in Western Massachusetts, in the town of Northampton, city of Northampton. I went to Westfield State College. I got a master's degree and a bachelor's degree there. Then I taught for several years. I was a school administrator. I was a state regulator. I was a nonprofit CEO. I was the CEO of Special Olympics here in Massachusetts for 23 years. And I retired back in 2013 and did the things that retirees generally do, travel and play golf and sweep out the garage and sweep out the garage. And got a little tired of sweeping out the garage and decided to look for something that would be as fulfilling as Special Olympics was and something that will make a difference in our community.
What brought you to Plymouth?
Plymouth. I moved to here. I moved to Kingston back in 1985 when I went to work for the State Department of Education. We lived here for about 15 years, and then I moved to Haverhill because that's where my job was with Special Olympics. When I retired, we realized that we had left all of our kids down here, and spending time on the Southeast Expressway wasn't the best use of our retirement energy. So we decided to move back to Plymouth back in 2015.
And you're working here in Plymouth. Tell us a little bit about that.
I am, yeah. I'm really proud to be working for Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital here in Plymouth. My job is as a major gift officer. My purpose is to raise money for the expansion of the hospital. We're expanding and improving many services at the hospital, most notably the new emergency room. Stage 1 will be opened in probably April or May of this year, and will continue through the fall of 2028. And soon we're going to begin building a new cancer center over at Cordage Park. So we've got a lot going on. We're working to bring about a transformational period in this hospital. We're transforming this little community hospital into a world-class medical facility right here in our backyard. We're very, very fortunate to be part of the BID system. They have provided not only the expertise, but a lot of the capital that it takes to do the expansion and meet the needs of this growing community.
And we're taping this in early 2026, and when the hospital merged in 2014, it was Beth Israel, and now it's also with Leahy?
That's correct.
And how does that work?
Well, we are Beth Israel Leahy Health, BILH. We're 15 hospitals spanning from Exeter, New Hampshire, all the way down to Plymouth. We have BIDMC, we have Joslin, we have New England Baptist. Soon, Dana-Farber will be merging with BID or BILH, and so we have all of that expertise to draw on, and being part of a bigger system allows us to draw on some of the fiscal capabilities of the larger system as well.
And when you talk about a world-class hospital, I mean, it really has changed dramatically from what it was when it was a small community Jordan hospital, and now you have the benefit of these other support systems outside of Plymouth?
Yeah, well, the system is a large system, obviously. If we were to be Jordan Hospital and continue as Jordan Hospital, the resources would not have been there to allow us to grow at the rate that the community is growing. Plymouth is the fastest growing community in the state, and we need to continue to meet those needs, and the merger has really allowed for that.
And the increased capacity for the emergency room is going to double?
Oh, it's going to double, but it's also going to be a much more up-to-date, state-of-the-art facility. We're going from 7 private rooms to 68 private rooms. So when people come into the emergency room now, often they're triaged in the waiting room. And once they're passed on to a physician, typically they spend time behind a curtain or in an alcove or something along those lines. Not optimal by any stretch of the imagination, and certainly not private. Once this facility is completed, everybody will have access to a private room moving forward.
And I heard someone after a recent presentation comment that although you're going to have increased capacity with increased rooms, the question was, will there be any change in the staffing?
Well, staffing is always a challenge. It continues to be a challenge. We believe that the trend is moving upward in terms of availability of staff. And by the time this facility is completed, the resources available to us will be greater. We're also doing some pretty innovative things from the standpoint of online work with remote physicians, lots of AI capability being brought into the system. So we're bringing about some greater efficiencies as well that'll make it a lot easier for us to continue to provide quality service.
And I know you're here to talk about Rotary. However, if somebody had a question for you in your capacity as in the philanthropy department, how would they reach you?
Well, they can reach me by telephone at 978-289-2352, or they can reach me by email at robert.johnson@bilh.org.
So, Bob, obviously, as a member of the Rotary Club, I know about the Rotary Club of Plymouth. But for people who are watching who may not know, tell us a little bit about it. What is the Rotary Club of Plymouth?
Well, the motto of Rotary is service above self. Our purpose is to provide assistance and services to people within the community. There's a great deal of camaraderie as well. Everybody gets to know one another very well over the course of their time as we meet every week for lunch. We have speakers. We have opportunities to share ideas and to participate in the community in a way that brings about some meaningful assistance. One of the things that we do with our Rotary auction is we raise money to provide services to charities within the community.
What are some of those charities?
Well, the charities, there's quite a list actually. The Plymouth Food Warehouse, Plymouth YMCA, St. Vincent de Paul, Kingston Public Library, BID Plymouth, of course, scholarships for the University of Peace, Sustainable Plymouth, Plymouth Pawtuxet Museum, Kingston Public Library, and so on. There are many, many charities. What we want to be able to do is we want to be able to provide funding for these charities that are badly in need these days. So the more we can raise through this charity auction, the more we are able to say yes to local charities when the requests come in. We hate being able to turn down or having to turn down charities upon their request.
If a local charity wanted to submit a proposal, how would they do that?
They could just submit it through a member. The member then puts it before the funding committee, and the funding committee makes a recommendation to the board. It's a very simple process, not a long grant proposal or anything along those lines. It's very simple.
If people wanted to find out who would be a member, how would they find that out?
The members, one of the ways to go to identify individuals is through our website, which is the Plymouth Noontime Rotary website.
Good. And so tell us now a little bit about this Rotary auction. When is it, and what is it all about?
Well, the auction is going to be taking place from February 28th to March 15th. It's a very simple process. All you do is go to our website, which is PlymouthRotaryAuction.org, register. And once you register, you can go in and bid on the many products that we have. Last year we had about 500 different opportunities for people. This year we're trying to put together some experiences. something that makes it a little bit different, rather than just having a whole bunch of restaurant gift certificates, which are obviously wonderful. People love those. But we're trying to put together some experiences that people might really enjoy. For example, one of our members has donated a week in his timeshare up in Ogunquit.
Nice.
Kind of a nice opportunity, sure. And it's going to be specifically around the holidays. So that's a great opportunity. So there are things along those lines that I think people might find a little bit more interesting than just a gift certificate for dinner.
And how do people participate? First of all, if someone wanted to make a donation, is there a way in which they can give? Absolutely.
There's a QR code. They can just click on the QR code and make a flat-out donation.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's to the Rotary Club of Plymouth or the Rotary Auction?
To the Plymouth Noontime Rotary Auction, right.
And how do people participate if they want to bid?
Very simple. All you do is go into our website, register as a bidder. That gives us the information that we need in order to secure the funds once you've made the bid. And just scroll through and find all of the items that you might like, bid high and bid often.
So is there a range? I mean, in terms of items on which someone could bid, is there a floor or a low threshold? Is there a higher amount?
Sure, there's a $25 minimum in terms of the donation, but we have items right now that are $5,000 or more. Things such as estate planning and the like. So there's a wide variety of options for people to bid on.
Now, you currently serve on the board of the Rotary Club. Tell us a little bit about that. What's involved in terms of serving the board? Who serves on the board?
Well, people are nominated to the board from the membership. There is a president. There's a vice president. There is a president-elect, and I believe there's a treasurer. Okay, I'm the vice president, and part of my responsibility is to run the auction this year. So that's been my task. Next year, I expect to be president-elect, and then the year after, president.
And there are some directors with avenues of service. What are some of the avenues of service for the Rotary Club? Well,
we have people that work on things such as foreign service. We have a group that's working on a project with a Rotary from New Hampshire that's providing services to the children of Ukraine. It's a really incredible project where these are children who have experienced the trauma of war, and this particular group from New Hampshire goes over there and provides counseling and support to the families and the siblings of the individuals that have either lost family members or have just experienced the trials of war. Some very exciting and meaningful things that are going on.
So the Plymouth Rotary Club is really part of an international organization that has international service.
Absolutely, yes.
And then there's also avenues of service for vocation club and community.
Exactly, yep.
And there are directors that would also head that up.
That's correct.
And so what are some of the goals you have this year with the upcoming Rotary auction?
Well, this year our goal, as I say, is to provide some experiences and to provide a more exciting kind of list of options for people. The goal is to raise as much money as we possibly can, looking to raise as much as $100,000 over the course of the auction. That will allow us to say yes to many of the charities that make requests to the Rotary.
Now, are there any other events throughout the year that raise money for the Rotary Club?
This is the primary event. We have several smaller events over the course of the year, but this is the one that really provides support for the charities. Some of the others provide support to the club to keep the club running, but this one in particular provides for charitable giving.
Now, if someone wanted to attend a Rotary meeting, how would they go about that?
They are welcome to attend with a member, as a guest of the member. People who are Rotary members from far and wide can attend our meetings. They're every Monday at noon at Alden Park. And we're happy to greet as many people who are interested in either participating, learning more, or joining the Rotary.
And when you say joining, is the club always looking for new members?
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
And any particular requirements to become a member?
Not especially. I think it's a desire to make a difference in the community. It's an opportunity to do some networking with people that are part of Rotary, and it's an opportunity for people to participate in a number of functions over the course of the year that will help make a difference in the community.
How long have you been a Rotarian?
I've been a Rotarian for just under 3 years.
And during that time, it is service above self, but what have you enjoyed or found beneficial by being a member?
Well, I've just enjoyed the camaraderie. Yeah. It's a great group of people. We have a lot of laughs. We have a good time ribbing each other, but we also get out into the community. For example, during the 4th of July parade, we stage the parade, which is a lot of fun. It's a little organized chaos, but it's a lot of fun. For the Thanksgiving Day parade, we pass the hat to raise money to help the parade. So we're out in the community as much as we possibly can to make a difference.
When you pass the hat, do you have any sense as to what kind of money is raised for the parade?
It varies. Of course, the last couple of years, the weather has not been in our favor, so it's a little bit of a challenge there. But we do have a QR code that we offer to people, so lots of people don't carry cash anymore.
Right.
So the QR code helps a lot. Yeah. That brings a lot of money in.
That's kind of new innovations in 2026. You got to be creative to raise the money.
You sure do.
And you know that from being in philanthropy.
Absolutely.
Going forward, after this auction, are there any other goals that you have or that the Plymouth Rotary Club has that you'd want to share with our listeners?
Well, we have a couple of new projects that we expect will be taking place over the course of the next couple of years. One of them will be, we're talking about a no-show gala. So everybody gets invitations to galas. Then you have to rent a tuxedo and you have to take the night. You have to get a babysitter. We're going to do a no-show gala. We're going to do a gala that'll be online, that people can buy a table that they won't have to go to. They can buy a sponsorship, and it'll be a lot of fun and kind of a creative way to get people involved in Rotary, help them understand what Rotary's all about, and not have to take a day out of their or an evening out of their life to participate. It'll be online. People will be able to watch it on a regular basis rather than just one night. It'll be out there for people to witness and enjoy.
And Rotary Club of Plymouth is part of a district.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. Are there any district activities or training?
There's lots of training opportunities for people to engage in and learn more about Rotary and learn more about how Rotary can make a difference in the community. I think one of the keys there is there are no new ideas. Lots of people have ideas. And being able to get together with other Rotaries who have had success in one way or another helps us all learn how to approach service to the community in some creative and innovative ways. And those trainings are really pretty exciting.
And you mentioned that there are speakers each week. What type of speakers come to the Rotary Club?
We have quite a variety of speakers. It's kind of amazing. You never really know who you're going to meet when we meet on every Monday. But we have people. I've brought people from the hospital. We've had community leaders, nonprofit leaders. We've had politicians. We've had all kinds of people come in and talk to us about what they're doing and how we might be able to interface with them to perhaps augment what they're doing, and for us to help out in any way that we can.
So you mentioned earlier that for the auction, one of the groups to which we donate would be the hospital, and yet you also mentioned how the hospital comes and speaks to us. So it's really a two-way street. And
Exactly.
what are the kinds of things that the hospital has presented to our club as a speaker?
Well, we had at one point we had a sad situation where we had an individual pass away in our club, and I think it was you who asked me to bring in our chief psychiatrist to talk with the group about how to deal with unexpected the unexpected passing of a close friend, and I think that was very useful. We've also had our president come in to speak a little bit about all that is going on at the hospital, what the future of the hospital looks like, what the future of healthcare looks like here on the South Shore. I think that's been pretty informative, and people really enjoy knowing and feel very good about the fact that they have a first-class medical facility right here in their backyard.
So would it be fair to say that the hospital is really partnering not only with the residents of the community, but also with the business community and the service community?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, a hospital is part of the community. It's every bit as much a part of the community as the schools, the police, the fire, and all of the other services. It's a vital piece of the community. If it were not for this hospital, this would be a healthcare desert. Where would you go? You'd have to go to Cape Cod or South Shore. Having this right in your backyard, and particularly at a time of emergency, is we're very blessed.
Now, in terms of demographics in Plymouth, I heard a number at a recent hospital meeting that we're now up over 70,000 in terms of population, and there's some numbers or projections about the number of seniors in the coming years. So how does the demographics for the Plymouth, the Great Plymouth area, fit in with the hospital plans?
Well, I think we recognize that the demographics are skewing to the upper level from an age standpoint. When you look at the communities that are expanding within Plymouth, they cater largely to the retirement age individual. These are individuals that need certain kinds of care, specifically cancer, cardiac, orthopedics, and the like. And we're expanding all of those services to meet those needs.
Now, Bob, when you're not busy doing your hospital work or your Rotary service, what do you like to do in your spare time?
What, spare time? Do we have any spare time? I guess we do have some spare time. Yeah. Well, my wife and I are blessed with 4 grown kids and 10 grandkids. We spend a lot of time going to their events, their ball games, their plays, their recitals, and we get a great deal of joy out of that.
Now, if somebody joined us partway through this presentation, what would be the one takeaway that you'd want people to remember and know about in connection with the Rotary auction?
Well, the Rotary auction, I'd want people to jot down the website, and the website is PlymouthRotaryAuction.org. Please jot that down and check it out. Get in and take a look at all of the options that you have for making a donation but getting something in return, which is it's kind of a win-win.
And we've also talked about the hospital. So what would you want people to remember about that?
I would want people to know that this is a hospital that is growing to meet the needs of the community, and it's doing so in a top quality way. That the access that the hospital has to the services of the larger system is of great benefit to this community and the people that live in it. As we expand the emergency room, as we expand on cancer services, orthopedic services, cardiac services, we are well positioned to meet the needs of this growing community.
And what's the current name of the hospital?
Current name of the hospital is Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital, Plymouth.
Great. Bob Johnson, thank you for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate all that you do and all that the Rotary Club does in the hospital. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This completes this portion of today's presentation, but please stay tuned and join us. We're going to be having a guest coming from the other side of the camera to talk to us about the local scene, and we're going to be thanking the number of people that help make this presentation and other programming possible. So please stay tuned. I'd like to welcome you all back to this presentation of Plymouth Profiles, and today we are joined by Melissa Matinzi from the local scene. Melissa.
Steve.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You've already been here before. You were behind the camera.
I'm not usually on this side of the camera.
Well,
so
you are today.
I am today.
It's a hot seat. You feeling warm?
Not too hot. Not too hot.
So, Melissa, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school?
So I grew up, we moved here in 72.
Okay.
My parents, I was born spent the first 5 years of my life in Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
My mom grew up here, and her family grew up. We go back to the Mayflower.
Yeah.
She joined the Air Force, traveled the world. My dad was from Texas. He joined the Air Force, traveled the world. They met in Europe. Came back, got married, and settled in California for a few years. And then we moved here in 72 after my brother was born to be closer to family.
And so where'd you go to school?
Plymouth schools, Plymouth Carver.
Okay.
We started off at Cold Spring, a couple of years at Nathaniel Morton, PCIS, and then Plymouth Carver High School. So I missed the double session period, but my class, it was the class of 85. We were the ones that got split up in 10th grade. So part of us went to the high school, part of us stayed down at the intermediate school, and then we all came together for 11th and 12th grade.
Good.
And
what did you do after high school?
I went to Northeastern University.
Oh, okay. My wife went there.
It's a great school. It's much small. It was much smaller back then.
Yeah.
A much different neighborhood than it is now. They hadn't expanded. So I was in their business administration, College of Business there. I was there for 3 years. I transferred out and ended up at UMass Boston for my final 2 years, which I wasn't sure what to expect, and I have to say I had a better experience there at that time than I had at Northeastern. My professors were engaging. The classes were much smaller back then because it was a commuter school then. They didn't have the dorms like they do now. And I really enjoyed my time there. I had wonderful professors who allowed us to be engaged with the world and showed us like how important it is to be engaged not just locally but globally and how everything connects together. So that was a fantastic experience there.
And after that, did you begin work?
Yeah, I did retail for 3 years. I managed a Lady Foot Locker for 3 years, and which I have to say, and I tell my kids this, I think everyone should work in retail or in the service industry to understand the work that goes into that space for those employees, and also just how to work with different people. Sure. And so then from there, I was a sales assistant at Payne Weber for several years, where I worked with different groups of stockbrokers to support their businesses. And then I moved over to Wellington Management Company for their compliance department, and I was a compliance specialist, so I would look over, review portfolios, and make sure that they were in compliance with what the clients needed, just in regards to, that they had proper stocks and mutual funds, and that they weren't against any moral or legal issues that the company had. So we would review those with the clients and the managers and make sure everything was set up properly for them.
And when did you come to what was PAC TV?
It was PAC TV, and it was PAC TV over at 130 Court Street.
Yes.
Which was a beautiful building.
Yeah. Were you there then? Because I
was there then.
I was there then.
I started off part-time. It was 2003. So after I left Wellington, I had my first child, my son, Aaron. And then it was hard. Childcare was an issue, 20-something years ago.
Actually, I was at Court Street, opposite Benny's, before 130
Oh,
Court
that's
Street.
right. Yeah, that was before my time. And then they moved a little bit closer to town. It was a great location. So I needed something that was part-time that could work around child issues and child care. And so the position opened up as an admin assistant with Nancy Richard.
Yes.
And so I started off part-time there, and it was great. I mean, it was a very small staff, smaller building, very busy, but it was a great place because I got to, again, it was like learning about your community. And so I got to meet people, the producers who were coming in to do the shows, the Bukes, and Mark Lord was there back at that time. You were there, and there was just a really wonderful energy. Rick Cohn was one of the producers back then. So it was interesting to learn and to understand what the mission of the organization was, because I had not been exposed to that and didn't know it existed, which I think is the story for most everyone who works here and for most everyone who knows about us. They don't understand like fully what we do.
So what did PAC TV stand for?
So Plymouth Area Community Television. So we originally just served Plymouth, and then Kingston, asked that we cover their town, and then Duxbury came along, and then Pembroke came along. So we serve Plymouth, Duxbury, Kingston, and Pembroke.
Okay. Was there a time when they did Carver?
No. Carver's always been independent. Okay. And Carver now serves Carver, Plimpton, and Halifax. Okay. So they do their 3 towns.
So you're not really in isolation. Are there some either regional or state organizations to which you can belong?
Yeah, so each access center, depending on the town and the contract they have, they operate differently. Okay. Some are run by the government, by the towns. Some are nonprofits like ours. And some serve just one town, some serve multiple towns. And we have a statewide organization, nonprofit, called Mass Access. And it's a membership organization. And you join, but you also are able to share ideas. You can share content. We have a state server, so I can put content up there from our local producers to share to other stations across the state. And so we have like 2 grannies on the road who, it's a great, they've been going for over 10 years here and longer.
I know them, yes.
So they have stations that pick them up actually across the country that will show their content, and they actually look forward to it, and especially when they focus on their town, because it's such a fun show for them. So it highlights all the different towns in Massachusetts.
So you were PAC TV, and now your local scene. Why the name change?
So because we're more than PAC TV, so the local scene is that to focus on what we do and to give people a twist on what we do, it's the local scene, SEEN. So the local is seen through what we offer, through our weekly show, through the services we offer to the community. We offer the community to be seen by the other communities.
And currently, you say you're a nonprofit, so how is there funding?
The funding comes from cable box subscribers.
Okay.
So if you are a cable box subscriber for Comcast or Verizon, if you look at your bill, at the end of it you'll see a PEG fee, PEG fee, and it's 5% of the bill for the cable box subscriptions, and so that goes to the towns. With Plymouth, it's divided between us and EdTV. EdTV handles the school programming. Yeah. And we cover the community channel, the P, public aspect, and the G, government aspect of it. So we split it.
Yeah. And currently, are the cable users going up or down?
They're going down. As you hear, people are cutting their cord. Okay. And as they cut the cord, that's our funding being cut. And so it does add up. Yeah. I mean, at one point we probably had, I can't remember the numbers, but it was close to probably like 40,000 cable subscribers, and it's dropped significantly. We still have enough funding to cover our services, and we will do whatever make sure everything's covered, especially for government, and we'll do whatever we can to make sure that the communities are served as well.
Good.
So, but it is decreasing.
And you have a board?
We do have a board, yep.
Okay. And that's a volunteer board?
It's a volunteer board, and it's comprised of members of the community and a representative from the town that is selected to be on it. And it's a good board. They're involved in their communities. They work well together, and they work well with our executive director.
And who's that?
That is Elizabeth Shanahan Jewett. She is the executive and the creative director. So she is the one who has pushed us forward into the next generation of what the local scene is. She's the one who has come up with the branding, the look, the feel for what we are. And it's great when people come in here and the first response is like, it's such a comfortable place. And that's what we aim to be. We want the community, the minute they walk through those doors, to be like, wow, this is a great place to be, and we want to be here more. And that's what we welcome. We welcome people to come in and use our space.
And what type of staffing do you have here?
We have staff, so we have Elizabeth, who's the executive and creative director. We have Dave Antoine, who's manager of the government services that we have here. So he manages the government programming and meeting coverage.
I work closely with him for town meetings.
Town meetings for all 4 towns, because all 4 towns are town meetings. Yeah. And so he makes sure that we have coverage for all the meetings that we're required, that we cover, and for all the town meetings that come up twice a year for each town. I handle community member services, so I work with the producers who come in, like you, who want to do a show, with people who come in and just want to learn like how to use a camera or how to edit, or how they want to use our space. We have a community workspace that's available for people. Everything's free right now for people to come in. So if people work from home but they need a change of environment, they can come here for the day and work at one of our workspaces. We have a meeting space that's available for community members to use during the day and into the evening while we're open. The whole meetings, we've had some community groups recently come in. We have a book club that's going to be starting up soon. And then we have Tiff Phillips, who handles all our podcasts. We have over 10 podcasts. Now we have a great podcast studio for people who may not want to do a talk show. Like they don't want to be on camera, but they still have something to share. So we offer podcasting. And then we have the other manager is Jen, and she handles our development and marketing. And she just moved here from California over the summer. And she is wonderful. She is working. We have an art show now that we do every quarter. We have one up now that's called Winter Stillness. And it's bringing local artists in to showcase their work. It's not juried. So it's a variety of mediums that we put up. And so we're doing that on a quarterly basis. And she's working out in the community as well to reach out and create partnerships and support so that we can support. Because as a nonprofit work is hard, and so we want to support everyone, as best we can, and help them elevate their voices, because there's a lot of noise out there, and we want the voices to be heard.
And I know that you really have to work closely with other providers. Just thinking about the government channel and town meeting. I mean, your local scene works closely with the school department, the town staff, Option Technologies.
Oh yeah, it's
a coordinated effort.
It's a lot, and we have a great relationship with the school district here in Plymouth. They actually did about a year and a half ago, a 4-series roundtable discussion on how they put their budget together, so people can understand. When it comes to budget time, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of meetings, and there's a lot of information out there, and so to understand how for the public how that process works, and who's involved and who does what, we want to provide that information and help the boards, get that information out as well. And then for town meeting, making sure everyone's prepared and knows where to find that information as well. And to go along with that, we also offer the election services during election season that we're starting to get into as well for candidates. So we work, and that's working with Kelly and the town clerk's office, and getting the candidates and reaching out to them.
I think when people see something, they don't fully appreciate what goes into it because they see the finished product.
Yeah.
So, at town meeting, there's the planning and preparation and meetings in advance and then setting up the day before. And then when it's time to start, it's like the lights go on and the technology is
clicks.
there.
It has to click into place.
And if you have little glitches, you just kind of have to work on your feet.
Yeah, and everything goes fairly smoothly. And Plymouth is being a hybrid meeting. We have that added element of it, and being a representative meeting. The other towns are full, town meetings, so it's the residents who have to show up and be involved. And here, Plymouth, it's representative. So it's working with everyone, making sure that they know how to use the technology. If they're they're using the hybrid option and they're coming in from their home, making sure that the connections are work. And so it starts months in advance to make sure the information is out there, that people are trained, that people know where the resources are, who to contact, and that everything can go as smoothly as possible with with all the information that we have in hand. And Dave, does a great job working with you all on that.
And part of what people don't realize is you really are a model for other communities in the Commonwealth. I'm currently working with multiple communities, Natick, Wayland, Reading. They all think that Plymouth is a star with the hybrid, but it's not just, the moderator or the town meeting members. It is the local scene and Option Technologies and everybody pulling together and making it come off as a very well-oiled machine.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to lead up, and there's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of testing, and there's a lot of partnering. We couldn't do it without the schools because we use their auditorium at North for the location, and just working with you and with the assistant town moderator, and making sure that we have everyone, and making sure that we have all the correct town meeting people, and that they've all been contacted, and that we set up, that we can get into the schools the day before and set up everything and test it and make sure all the connections are working.
Now you have volunteers here?
We do. We have people who can come in and volunteer.
Okay.
We're working. That's our next phase. During COVID, we really stepped back, and so trying to figure out how to bring people back in the best way possible to make it as meaningful as possible. So the first part of that was getting producers back, getting the shows back, and opening the space up and letting the community back know that we're open. The next step is going to be bringing in the volunteers. Right now, the shows that are produced in studio, the technical aspects, our staff handles that, but that's not to say that we can't, that someone can't come in and help floor direct, or find other ways to volunteer. And so that's our next phase that we're working on, to bring in the volunteers, to have people be even more involved with what we do.
And if somebody watching this wanted to contact the local scene for some reason, how would they do that?
They can reach out to me directly. My phone number is 508-830-6999, extension 114. And they can email me at melissa@thelocalscene, SCEN.media. And we can get started with a quick conversation and figure out what you want to do and how we can help.
And currently, how many shows are being produced?
Oh, I knew you were going to do that. So we have 10 podcasts going for shows. So we have shows that are produced in-house in the studios. And we probably have about 6 or 7 of them done that are on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. And then we have shows that we call that are sent in from producers who the majority of the church programming, such as St. Mary's.
Right. Our church, I think.
Yeah,
Church
a lot of them. The Second Church will send in their services over the weekend, and so those will get programmed as well. And so there are probably like 10 shows, for that. There are people who don't produce their own shows or don't create their own content, but they have a show that they really like that's made somewhere else, and so they sponsor that show on the channel because they think the message is pertinent to the community, whether it be like something about art, or something about government, or getting volunteering, or just of interest to the community. They can do that. So you don't have to create it; you can sponsor it.
So you mentioned about looking to expand the volunteering. What other goals and objectives does the local scene have at this time?
Basically, our main goal is just to get people in here and to get people involved. And we go out into the community. We do a lot in the community. We do the Rotary, we help with the Rotary auction and produce the videos to help promote those, and that's coming up. We do coverage of the events for the parades for 4th of July, and we do live coverage of the wonderful Phil concert on the waterfront on July 4th. And we also work on covering the 9/11 ceremonies in the towns and other events that pop up. We do pop-ups where we'll just show up and cover an event and interview people. So there are ways that, possible ways that we can get involved, and finding ways that people to come in and to just support us, because the more people who get involved with us and see, it's a great place, and we work with wonderful people, and we have wonderful communities to support. And even having people understand that the services we offer, you don't have to produce a show. We offer PSAs. People can come in and record PSAs. We have the bulletin board programming, and so if people want to support their organization, they can send us a flyer, and we'll share it out as well. So there are different ways, that we can get people in and get people involved and understand what we do.
So, Melissa, a lot of people may not know this, but a lot of you have talents that you're able to help in other ways. So during COVID, when I was in need of an assistant moderator who has some technology background, you stepped up.
I did. I had never done it before, and I usually won't say no to something like that. Also, I really love learning about town government.
Yeah.
And this place has been a great place to do that. And to see how I think it taught me that I can get involved as a resident, and there are ways to do it. And so being involved with town meeting as your assistant was wonderful. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it was great to really, again, see it from the other side of the table.
Yeah.
And I love watching town meeting because you get to hear everyone's opinions and thoughts and be like, okay, I never thought of that. So, and the discussion that can happen around those thoughts. And, try to make our community better.
Any other family members of yours interested in local cable?
Well, my son's here. He works here as the IT specialist.
And that is Aaron?
That is Aaron. He's been here for a couple of years. He is a graduate at Plymouth South High School.
Nice.
From the electrical program there. Decided he was doing some working for a generator company, and decided that working out in nor'easters for 10 hours a day on the cliffs of Hull was not necessarily something he wanted to do. So he shifted his interests towards computers and IT, which is something he's really good at. And that's what my husband does as well. He's in IT support as well.
And when somebody does a show, like this show, it's shown later on your channel.
Yep.
And multiple times. And what else? How else can people?
It's on the YouTube channel. So we have a YouTube channel dedicated solely to the community producers. And so we upload the shows, and we share those out through our weekly newsletter. If people are interested in that, they can sign up for go to our website and sign up for the newsletter. And we share different episodes out of different shows every week, so they can see what is out there and what's on the channel, or they can go directly to the YouTube page, which is the Community Producers at Community Producers Local Scene. They can find that on our website.
And do any other programming go on the YouTube? Do any of the government?
The government each has their own YouTube page as well. So Plymouth, Kingston, and Duxbury, Pembroke all have their own YouTube channels. The meetings are live on YouTube, and the ones that aren't will be uploaded to YouTube for viewing as well.
And if someone wanted to watch a live cablecast, can they do that?
You can do it on your channel. We are Verizon 40357, and in Plymouth, and I'll have the Comcast 9, I believe. And you can go to the website. I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head. But you can go to our website, and there's a government page. And it will bring you directly to, it will tell you the channels that you can watch. And it will bring you directly also to the YouTube page, so you can see past meetings and also live meetings.
If you're traveling, can you watch a government meeting live?
Yes, you can. If you
How
have
do you do that?
access to YouTube.
So you just basically go online.
But you can go online, yep. If you're not local and you don't have a cable box, you can go to the YouTube channels to watch and the government meetings. And it's you can catch up on meetings from the previous years and to see, so you can see the progression of the discussions on certain topics. You can see the progression of what's leading up to town meeting, which is really important this time of year. And where the town is going with their discussions and their meetings.
Last night I got a text message from a town meeting member who was in Florida watching the select board meeting going live and texting me, and I texted him back and we spoke. But the point was, it's all happening live, and it doesn't matter where we are.
Doesn't matter.
You can be connected.
You can, and it's I'll be on Facebook. I'll pop through different meetings depending on what night it is, just to see what's going on. And and I'll go online. I'll look at the agendas. I'm like, there have been times, because I do live downtown, that I have run over to town hall to speak on certain things, to make my voice heard, because that's important too, to show up.
Yeah.
And to reach out. But I'll be online, or I'll be on Facebook, or I'll be on vacation on something and be like, we're watching this meeting, and so you have this Facebook discussion on the meeting that you're watching, and so it's like this very circular, very inclusive, with people who you don't necessarily know, because it's a big community.
Sure.
And this whole discussion is going on, so it's a lot of fun, actually.
Now, Melissa, when you're not doing local scene, what do you like to do in your spare time?
There are things I would love to do. What I actually do, I'm getting back into reading. I had gotten away from it for whatever reason. So I have a pile of books to go through. And so I'm working on those. I do like to cook and bake and try new recipes. My daughter is down in New Jersey right now for college. So we're making a lot of trips there to see her productions that she's involved in.
Nice.
And pick her up and bring her back from when she's on leave, on her breaks and everything, and to get to know the area that she's in,
Sure.
so where her life is happening right now. And then we like to travel when we can, and and try new places and find out things that we didn't know. And we're all history buffs as well, so we like to kind of delve into that aspect.
Melissa, if somebody just joined us and didn't see the whole presentation, what would be a takeaway that you'd want them to know about?
We are here to serve the community, and we want to elevate the voices of the community, the residents, those who may feel that they don't have a voice, organizations who need support. We want to help them, and that's our mission in life, is to be like the hub of the wheel where people can connect and make more connections. And so that's what we hope to do.
Melissa Matinzi, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you, Steve.
It's great. Thank you for all of your support and for all the support at the local scene. We have Ben Alexander in there and Tom Bolus. We have other people who have just joined us. Oliver and
Emily.
Thank you for being here.
That was fast.
So a lot of people working together to put this together. Thank you. I'm Steve Triffletti, Plymouth Town Moderator. Good day.